Man, they're saying
No, he's saying a little late for me because I said first.
Maybe we should make them marinate. What do you think?
Yeah, at least for another.
At least another 30 minutes.
20 minutes? 30 minutes?
Oops.
Back.
Dude, we got you guys. Almost got you. Almost got you. I know you guys are. What was that? All right, what's up, everybody? How do we look? Do we look crispy?
30 minutes, WTF.
Yeah, I know. I wonder how many people actually turned off the show immediately when they're like 30 minutes. Yeah, right. We know the mic is live. We know what we're doing here.
Yeah,
That's all part of the shtick. Haven't you guys gotten it yet? Come on, yeah? Yeah, Bobby Kramer. Jason, thanks for the magazines. You know what's crazy is the one I just randomly was looking. So Jason just sent us like magazines from 1997.
Whoa.
And there was one from 1998 that covered the World Cup 1998, which was my very first major tournament, and I won it at World Cup. And the picture of the team that I was on that we won, I'll show it to you. It doesn't even have me in it. It was an old picture they took in like Las Vegas because that was the first event I played with the team. When we won, we actually beat Bad Company.
Because it was probably hard to develop photos back then. So like,
every time they took a photo,
you had to take the thing
it blew the bulb out and the big thing of smoke came and you couldn't move.
And then you had to take it to one of those rooms and wash it.
Black room. Yeah. Dark room. Yeah, so it was crazy. Actually, a lot of the photos were in black and white. I started reading the magazine, and whoever wrote it was terrible. This was the worst journalism I'd ever read. But, hey, welcome, Zach Tomney.
Mafia
Thanks for the support.
said 98 was the year he was born.
That was my first World Cup win, you know? Boomer Ryan strikes again. So, Rye Guy was, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I did have baby pics probably in that magazine too.
I was like, man, this is your hard drive? I don't know if you saw his hard drive. It was like a terabit. It was like this big, right? And I go, dude, I didn't know they make them that big. And he goes, well, no offense, but you did just learn what Discord was. And I go, fuck you. Thanks, man. Everything that he did, he goes, yeah. I mean, I know why you don't know what this is.
Dude, how about when he came up to me when we were on the field? You were right there, right? When he was like, your computer is old. I had a debacle with my computer. I thought it was gonzo. It just wouldn't charge. It wouldn't turn on anything for like 2 days at the summer camp. And I was like, this is an expensive computer, like $2,100 like MacBook Pro. And then I remember him, like this was like a day and a half later, he came up to me. We were on the field during a drill. I think I told you this right after. And he's like, you know, now come to think of it, your computer's pretty old. Apple's not going to cover it. You're done. I was like, I got it like Christmas of 21. He's like, yeah, 2.5 years old. I'm like, he's like, that's old for technology. I'm like, dude, it's a MacBook Pro. It should work after like, it's not old. He's like, it is old. I was like, it's not old. $2,200 like. What, I think you said you're like average $1,000 a year.
Yeah, so you got to basically pay $1,000.
Ghost,
dude,
thank
look
you.
At this. Wow,
Kyle looks so damn good.
Yeah, thank you,
Ghost.
It. What do I look like?
Great, also.
A pile of withering old wrinkly bones, or what?
Now that people can see us, we can wear cooler, fun shirts.
In the Pits podcast, my eyes are overwhelmed with all the extra pixels. Dude,
wow,
come on! This show is getting so good.
And we decided to add this
nice thing. There's a bar down here.
We don't want to take your eyes off too much if it was you're barely able to focus on us.
Plus, we've got like this, we've got this depth of field thing going on with the lens. So like everything in the background's a little bit more out of focus.
Oh, I see.
So like Alex's head up here is like going to be way bright and in focus. So when you put all the logos behind us, it just doesn't quite fit in. So we put this little thing down here. We're still playing around with it. I just kind of threw it together. Plus, now you get to see exactly. Everybody probably thought that this picture right here from Mr. Padilla, you guys all probably thought it was just a black piece of just poster board, but it's actually the Milky Way galaxy shot through some sort of arch.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
see
it's
it
beautiful.
pretty
Now
good
you can see it. So we were doing him a disservice this whole time by not having a great camera. Thank you, Brian Stewart. Yeah, plus we do have spam. Yeah, that was another gift from Mr. Steve Kwan. He hooks it up with weird stuff all the time. I don't know whatever's. I'm expecting at one point in time, because whenever he gives me something, he puts it into like this intricate case with like locks on it, and then he steps way back and starts filming it like this. Like, I'm like, dude, Steve, what's he's like, I don't know, you're gonna see. And I go, is it gonna explode? You know, are there rattlesnakes in here? Like, what am I gonna get here, man? It's all been pretty good, pretty cool, except for the advent calendar of German IPAs. That was pretty rough. That was a rough one.
It made the month of Christmas go by longer though, because you're like, here's the next day. I gotta try to take this thing.
We're just gonna open all these ones. Yeah, man. Shout out to Steve Kwan. I think it's Ag Paintball. He's usually in here throwing stuff in there. Jake Turner. Yeah, generally there are some Champs Club Easter eggs. I don't know if I have any Champs Club Easter egg items up here. There was one hiding like right here. One big time Easter egg. It's now in a bag in here. You guys may or may not have seen it or missed it, but it's a pretty big one. That was a big Easter egg.
Did you see what Jordan Tucker said too?
What did he say?
You said Jimmy Tucker won a headband last week's show.
So Jay Tuck won a headband last show. I don't know who Jay Tuck is, because sometimes when you guys change your screen names, it doesn't update. But if you were Jay Tuck last week and then Jordan Tucker this week, then maybe you won. But Jay Tuck was a mega support status member, and he won a headband. So I believe that we may have sent it to somebody with the Tuck last name. Let me find out. Jay Tuck. Yeah, Jay Tuck, mega support status member for nearly 1 year. So shout out to Jay Tuck. I'm not sure, who we sent the headband to. So Jay Tuck, if you're watching this or anything, go ahead and reach out, because you may or may not be getting an email or a headband in the mail. And if your last name is Tucker and first name starts with a J, and you receive a headband this week, well, then that's a bonus for being a Spick and Span fan. Because I do believe someone with the first name J and the last name Tuck or Tucker may be getting a headband. Based on some notes and some support. So if you get one and you're not a supporter, Jordan, if you got a headband and you're not supporting, you're not a show member, go ahead and get a subscription if the headband comes in. And I know it's not Jake Turner. Oh, Dan Shelley. Dan Shelley's here.
I saw those.
I don't know what you want me to do with these puka shells.
What do you mean, what?
Well, I know what you want me to do, but I'd have to lose like a bet or something like that to put these things on.
Can you guys chime in on something too we were just talking about before the show started? I want your guys' opinion. If you haven't seen it, that China bear that they had to say that was not a human in a bear costume. I think it is. Ryan thinks it's a regular bear. What do you guys think?
You know what's crazy is Blake's dad used to dress up as a gorilla for like the zoo in.
That also reminded me. Did you see that person that paid a bunch of money to turn into a border collie?
Yeah.
Is that real?
That's real.
Because I think that
situation.
that looks like more fake than it being an actual bear in a.
So that is strange. That was the guy's personal. So here's the thing about like humans dressing up as that's a real thing. It's a real thing. I told you the story earlier.
The dog thing?
No, Blake's dad used to dress up at like whatever he's from like LA, like somewhere Azusa or I don't know, somewhere up there, some obscure zoo. And the story was like he wanted to work at the zoo, but they didn't have any openings, and then like randomly they called him like, hey, we got one, but it's tough. This is like you gotta really go for it, right? And he's like, yep, I'll do it. Whatever you got, I need the money. I really want to work for the animals. And so the job came with a pretty extreme caveat, and it was basically like you can't get gorillas. Gorillas were like, I don't know, hard for zoos to get.
Yeah.
So they're like, listen, we need you to dress up. We have a lifelike gorilla costume, and like we need you to dress up as the gorilla. And he's like, dude, no way, like not happening. And then like no one would take the job, and then like maybe a month later, a couple weeks later, he's like, hey, listen, I need that job. Like, do you still have it? And they're like, yeah, you got it. So for like a month or like a couple of weeks, Blake's dad was the gorilla at this small zoo up near where he lived. But here's the greatest part of the whole thing, right? So first he was like, "Ah, this sucks," you know, and like, but he had to interact, like he had to play, and like there's the glass, and everybody's, you know, like, why is this gorilla's not? So then he started like getting a little bit more feisty, and next thing you know, he was like swinging around and playing on the trees and like all the stuff, and one day he's like swinging, and he's like. Really putting on a show. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the gorilla!" Like, look at so like he kind of like was now an entertainer, and like no one knew.
Yeah.
And he was swinging, and he kind of jumped up and like onto this wall thing, and like fell over into the next enclosure. Right, and was like, "Oh shit! Like, what do I do?" And so he turns around because he doesn't know what was next door, and it was the lion enclosure, right? So all these lions look over at him, and he goes, "Oh shit! Like, I'm dead." And so he starts screaming. He's like, "Help! Help! Help me!" And everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on in there? Is that gorilla? Like, what's going on?" Lion runs over and he's like, "Oh, help! Help!" And the lion goes, "Hey, shut up, dude. We're going to lose our fucking jobs."
Oh, man.
Shut the hell up, dude. We're going to lose our jobs.
Whose story is that? Did Blake tell you that?
Blake's, yeah. Yeah, it's Blake's story, man.
That seems like a good Blake joke. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Blaked out, man. So everybody's fine. I don't know if they got busted, but the funny thing is now China's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They've been doing it the whole time.
Wow. I call BS. Yeah, probably accurate.
Anyway, so
It's got to be hot if you do. Like, what about the people at Disneyland that dress up? Those costumes. They gotta have some tech in there, maybe. Like,
yeah,
AC.
they've got like things. I think that there was like a big thing with Barney one time, where it's like his AC went out, but like the circuits kind of fried, and the thing started catching on fire, and like he was like on set, he's like, "Get me the F out of here!"
Oh,
ah!
Let's see the bloopers on that.
Oh man. So yeah, or if you're in one of those rhinos and you're like spying on some people in the bush, you know, and then the fan inside of it goes down, like an Ace Ventura 2.
I watch, there was like a Joe Rogan with Duncan Trussell the other day, and they had the costumes on, and they lasted like 3 minutes. Like, this is so hot. I had to take that hats off.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know how people do this.
Oh, shout out to Eric Harris, Black Ops. Yeah, we're gonna be at Black Ops. We got a big schedule here. We got a really cool schedule coming up. So I'm gonna be at I'm headed up tomorrow. I'm going to Washington tomorrow.
You're leaving tomorrow?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Why so early?
Clinic on Thursday, Friday, and then come back Friday night. So shout out to the ADS legends. I'm going to Casey Crusaders Paintball.
That's interesting.
With Drew Bauman, we're gonna
schedule.
do. Yeah, well, no more weekends free. So I'm like, look, we can do Thursday, Fridays, or Monday, Tuesdays, or Wednesday, Thursdays, or whatever you got. And so they got the field. They shut the field down, or opened it up rather. We're gonna get the field set up. They're setting it up today or tomorrow, and then we're gonna do a 2-day like intensive like 12-man practice. Come back Friday night, straight up to SC Village Saturday and Sunday for a clinic there. I think there's still some spots left up. You can go to scvillage.com/Greenspan. I think it is. Put that link in here.
Yeah, Eric in here from Black Ops.
Yep, and we got Eric from Black Ops. Then so Kyle and I then fly out. Well, no, hold on. Then Sunday night. So Sunday I drive back from SC Village. My goal is to shower, and then get in a plane and I fly to Utah, to Salt Lake City. Get there at 1:30 in the morning. We're playing paintball Saturday. Archie's flying up. Alex, Yosh, and Oliver were doing a movie shoot for the HORMESIS video.
Oh wow!
Oliver's a little bummed because he was really expecting after the duel this weekend in Arizona that he was going to be able to go to Vegas and unwind in Vegas. Remember we had the conversation?
Get a show.
And catch a couple shows, catch a couple of live shows. But he just was informed that he's got to go to Utah instead, which is, I would say, the antithesis of Vegas and the excitement.
Yeah, less shows.
Not as many shows.
Not as much quality shows.
Yeah, not as many quality live shows there.
Yeah.
And then I come back on Wednesday night, and then Thursday we're flying up to AG Paintball. Camille loves me. She's super stoked right now. I don't know if she knows my full schedule for the coming week.
And hopefully your luck turns around with your flights. I was just thinking about this last night too. On the way there, I also left later than you. You left at the
by
beginning.
A day.
You left at the beginning of the day both on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And on the way back. And I just had nonstop flights, and I left like 13 hours later than Ryan, and I beat him there both times.
Look at this.
There and back.
Just listen to this. I wrote this down. So July 3rd, canceled missed connection, delayed to miss the connection to a canceled flight to a redirected city. Flew to a new city then because I was like, well, just get me there at least. That was delayed. So I was supposed to land at like, say 1 p.m. I landed at 9 p.m. Then July 7th, delayed. July 10th, delayed. July 10th, delayed again. Then the 25th, delayed. Overnight stay. Then the next morning, delayed again. And then on the way home yesterday, delayed 3 flights. And they tried to put me overnight in...
I need to get your bags.
Charlotte. And then my bags didn't come.
Till an hour ago.
Yep. I've been complaining a lot about that.
I was pretty upset with American, too, because we wouldn't have had the camera.
I know.
I would have had to tweet.
Well, the camera was good, but all the connectors and all the important stuff. So,
yeah
missed connection. Craigslist, missed connection. I'm a paintball player. I missed my flight. So, yeah. Well, I'm flying Alaska tomorrow. I trust them. Then I'm flying Southwest to Utah.
Southwest is good.
Yeah, and then we have an overnight, so I have plenty of time to get out to AG Paintball. Let me put the link in here for the AG Paintball. So we've got 2 things coming up, right? So we've got AG Paintball. I'm going to throw the link in here. We're going to do a live show from AG Paintball. Here's the link for that. Just dialed in. Then the following weekend, we're doing another... that one's a Friday. We're doing a live show. Tons of giveaways. That's going to be really fun. It can be like a studio audience kind of thing. We got a platform. We got the professional cameras and lights. We might bring our camera just in case.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a private clinic for the nights. And then Sunday we're doing a cool street ball event where you get your own team. So we're gonna coach a team, play with them, coach them, do like just a street ball day, and you get these sick like jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got the San Diego themed jersey coming out.
Yeah.
Then after that,
and there's gonna be some other pros there too.
Yeah, Keith DeVitt.
I think Trent Nita maybe.
Trent is not coming.
Yeah, he. Did Eric talk to you about that too?
Yeah.
He's trying to look to see if someone else could come.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get someone else. I think we might do the jerseys. We're gonna have to put a little heat press over the back because it's Team Nita. Kyle Nicolau is gonna be there as well. So I think there's gonna be 4 or 5 of us out there for that weekend. And then we come home, hopefully not delayed, and we're headed back out to Fayetteville, North Carolina for Black Ops. We'll throw the link in here for that one, and that's another 2-day clinic. We go there every year now. Those guys are great.
It's funny about the delay too, because Ryan and I were staying in the same hotel room, and my alarm went off about 30 times. It was my birthday Sunday, so we went and had a nice dinner, a couple of drinks.
Had a nice dinner.
I was feeling a little bit tired in the morning on Monday, and I was like, let me just see if there's another flight here, and I was able to completely.
What time did you leave yesterday? What time did you leave Boston? 5 p.m. Yeah, you left at 5 p.m. I left the hotel room at 5:30 a.m. I walked downstairs at 5:30 in the morning. You left 12 hours later and got home 4 hours before me.
And I got to sleep until 12. I slept until noon.
Yeah, I almost went back. to the hotel to take a nap.
I woke up at like 8 a.m. and I was like, should I go into the city? I'm like, it's way too hot for that. Dude. And I got all these bags. I'm just going to sleep.
Yeah. So that's been my my trials and tribulations lately. So
Nick SLOWIAK, thank you.
Yeah, Nick SLOWIAK. He was talking about coming out here for the show just in case you took a birthday detour.
Yeah. I was talking about it, and then I just no energy. Maybe I still will. Had a couple at this weekend off. Gonna coach Sunday, but.
And thanks everybody for the nice comments on the camera. Yeah, this is a direct result of a couple things. One, me plugging the camera in, but getting a new computer that's capable of handling this whole new load situation. Next up is the mic, maybe a couple more lights, maybe even a second camera angle. I don't know. But we do appreciate everybody's support, everybody who's a member of the channel. We're going to be trying to ramp up the gifts. We've got HK Army's back on board. They're going to be tossing in some cases of paint starting next week. We're going to be doing a paint promo with them. And then Gen X, as always, big supporter of the show. So thank you, Arfon, if you're watching this. And they're going to be, we still have a bunch of these Podcaddy caddies filled with goodies. Verbal, you won last week. I've just shipped your prize out today, and then also we've got some more Matrix Spick and Span shirts to give away. Now we do have a handful of smalls, so if anybody's a Super Mega Support Status member, or actually any members at all, if you guys throw in your names right now, if you know anybody who wears small shirts, we'll go ahead and send them to you. Maybe pick a couple winners out of here. But we really want to show our support and our appreciation to everybody. Plus, this is a prize. I don't know what's in here, but we're going to give this away today also. Sounds like something metal.
I don't know, keychain maybe, something.
Yeah, maybe a barrel plug in here. Maybe like some tools.
Maybe like HK Army.
I think there's some HK Army goodies in here.
Yeah,
yeah, like a little
air
goggle.
Tag or
goggle mount for
yeah.
your GoPro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So big shout out to HK Army for jumping back on board and supporting us. And thank you guys, all of you, for helping to, get the show.
Just did a big release today too, a little Halloween extravaganza they always do.
Halloween.
Like getting ready for, I don't know, there was a bunch of Ninja Turtle stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, dog trainer. Yep. And then the team just got a New Balance order that just came in. On top of that, the New Balance code has been in the store, has been reintroduced. So we've got the New Balance discount code. It's probably between 20 to 50% off of some select items. You got to make sure that you use the access code. Let's see here. Is 2023. Hold on, let me do that again here. Right, there you go. So there's a New Balance team store, so you get a big discount right here. These are the Freeze LX mid tops. There's some pretty cool new. Where are they? These guys, these turf cleats. I'm really excited about these turf cleats actually. These things look cozy.
Oh yeah,
I
had a pair of those.
I might even play golf in these things.
Yeah, that'd work.
I mean, I don't really play golf, but if I were to play golf,
you play a little golf.
Play a little bit of golf. Play a little bit of golf.
You have one of those nectars over there somewhere? Yeah. A mango one?
Yeah, mango. I don't know. Just grab one out of the trophy. Trophy out of there. Yeah, and all the everybody who wins a prize today, we're just gonna throw in some nectar pouches for you guys. We can find out if there's a logo or a link here somewhere. But yeah, we appreciate everybody who's been supporting the show, and we're stoked on getting these necessary upgrades here.
Caitlin asked something earlier. It said, where is it? Yeah, Caitlin said, how was your woods ball experience? I don't even think I fully talked to you about this because I was a little bit frustrated after. But both reasons my main reasons why I don't like to play in the woods both happened to me to solidify my I don't know what I'd call that, just frustrations with playing in the woods. But one, I just always go 100%. So I was diving down that hill.
Yeah, you were getting after it.
Because I don't know how to turn that off. So I'm I gotta get this over with and go shoot a bunch of people. And then, which busted my knee up. Not too bad, but definitely did that. And then the other main one was I was the cheating in the woods is on another level. I shot someone directly in the goggles of an all white mask. So I saw it easily break, and it was pink paint. And then the person moved their head back into the fortress there, and I'm frustrated. And then end up, I come off, and I'm like, it's still there. I'm like, did I shoot you in the goggles? And he's like, no. And I'm like, you didn't even get rid of it.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, no, it wasn't me. And it was all still in there.
So I did all that work to dive down this hill, bust my knee up, and then shoot someone in the goggles, and then they don't come out. A little frustrating.
Oh man, yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
I much rather do the 10 5-on-5s we were trying to do.
I know, we really wanted to do some 5-on-5s. Everybody kind of got scared about that, though.
We talk about that every year.
Every year, and we tried. We offered it to everybody, and they declined. They were too terrified to play us.
I think we need to do that though too, to show the.
I agree. I think it's gonna be
show a little bit of measurement.
You got no choice.
Of what and you maybe not everyone has to play, but I know at least there 10, 15 of the kids out there would have been down to do it.
Yeah, I think everybody would have liked it, and maybe if it was a quick point, we could have just changed it up a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna the summer camp went really well. I think that there were a couple things we definitely needed to go over a snake drill because everybody played the snake pretty poorly. and I don't even think that's an understatement. I think everybody played very poorly in the snake, all across the board. You know, Parks and Max actually played it probably two of the best. The little kid Gonzalez did a good job as the number 2. You know, John L had some good points. You know, a couple guys had a couple of good points, but there was no consistency. There were a lot of missed and squandered opportunities over there, and I feel like as an instructor, as a professor, I feel like we kind of could have done a better job at teaching everybody. You know if Marcelo were there, he'd always go inside, outside, wrap, go. Inside, outside, wrap, and go. Inside, outside, wrap, and go. That's what I always say too, and it's something that we needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, especially, I don't know how many of you guys watched the WC PPL or were there. We did a pretty similar. We did almost the same layout, just without the X bunkers, and it was a pretty dominant snake. Especially if you had the snake to yourself, you could potentially win the game if you played it right about 90% of the time. And we had some of those situations. I even, like, when I was talking about it with my team the night before, they were like, "Whoa, I was like, "Look, we're gonna put 3 guys over here, get our guy in there, keep them out of there. Just let's do this quick, win the game." The Dorito side in the middle field is not that big of a deal. And then literally had it almost. I think we ran the snake off the break 10 times, and my guys made it 7 or 8 times, which was like not a lot of people were doing that. And then we just squandered the opportunity. Even the times I had it like set up that if our guy did get shot off the break, the next guy would just instantly release and he would make it. So even if we did get shot off the break, we were still in the snake, kind of losing that opportunity. But definitely, like, I don't know, that was something I thought was really important when you have a field like that, like how vital it is that if you do get something so rewarding like that,
you got to get around and get those shots on the inside. Yeah, like you got to capitalize on it.
And even more important, like we were doing a 2-pod limit, so the guys behind you could really only hold the other team out of the snake for maybe 20 or 30 seconds. Yeah, I even told them, like, you guys only have 20 or 30 seconds to go get a couple kills till the guy matches you on the snake.
That's right. All right, so we have Tom Cole coming up here. I told him we'll call him at 4:30, and it is just about that time. So I'm going to put up a little Q&A here for Tom. If you guys have any questions for him, I want to try to get to those.
We got Matt Lee in here.
Yeah, Matt Lee.
So that last conversation was for you to study?
Yeah, Matt Lee. And we're going to talk to him a little bit about NXL schedule and what's going on. We've got the Boy Scouts thing that they just did. We've got some. I wanted to follow up with him after all of our TV conversations and whatnot. So we've got all that going, and we're gonna get him. See, verbal. That's the game plan here, is to figure out what how that happened, how it went. Let me just get this thing going here. Alrighty, starting the webcast. He requested that we do it on the Zoom, like on Zoom this time. Wi-Fi participants
with Zoom cameras.
Yeah, so we can have his
YouTube
fun
Facebook
background. Participants 1. All right, let's get him going here. Bear with us right now. Okay, we are ready. There he is. Dude, he is on it.
When is he not?
You know.
Sometimes.
All right. Okay. Aha! Look at that. Hold on one second, Tom. FaceTime camera. Check. Oh, look at you.
Fancy.
Yeah, yeah. You got your background. I know that was a big thing for you. You really need. Now you just need a little ring light to light up that face of yours.
Yeah, I do need a ring light. You want me to fix that? I think I can fix that.
That's a little bit better.
Yeah, look at that. Looks like you're being interrogated now.
Are we want to let him?
I am.
Huh? Video?
No. Oh yeah. Video. Good call. All right. Well, what's going on, dude? How you been?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Oh, we're We're good. We're busy. We're traveling around. I don't know if we're traveling nearly as much as you are, but we're certainly out there doing it.
Yeah, it's been a couple brutal weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The Boy Scout thing was tough.
Yeah, you mentioned that. So what's what happened?
Well, I mean, it's just like you know, it's a mostly volunteer organization, so there was a lot of like communication issues and stuff. I learned a lot about being a vendor. How's that? I learned about like what the vendors need. But they had us. We were probably 300 yards away from our truck. So every time we had to get a fill or get paint or all that stuff, I had to go down and walk down a hill and back up a hill, and we couldn't park on site, so we had to have a bus take us in. So like to start at 9, we had to meet the bus at 7, and it was like a whole thing, in and out. So it was fun.
It was fun. How do you think it went from a
long too?
It was yeah. Wasn't it like a whole week?
It was 10 days. 10 days of actual scouting, and then 2 days on each end setting up and tearing down.
Oof. So hold on. What was the paintball? Was there a paintball activation there, or what were you guys doing?
Yeah, that's what we did. We did a paintball activation. We had a shooting range. We had 4 shooting ranges. We had a gel blaster, a Valken, a Titman, and a Eclipse shooting range.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they went from, it wasn't what we initially wanted, but as we got more and more into like the safety protocols and all the stuff like that, it got harder and harder to do what I wanted. And like I said, it was just a lot. Like are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, all right. Got it. So
watch out for those refs behind you.
Yeah, you're about to get jumped.
Yeah.
Ref in the background throwing up gang signs.
We spent like almost 2 years probably getting the deal done to allow the paintball on there. They have this thing called the Boy Scouts Guide to Safety, and paintball is a no-no in there.
Huh.
So,
Can
we had
imagine.
to change some stuff. Hey, no, sorry, I got a dog. It's being a crazy person. There he comes. And there you go. So yeah, it was fun. But yeah, it was challenging. So initially we wanted to do it to where the kids ran. So you would come from point A and you'd run to point B and you would shoot like a mag-fed gun, and then you would go to point B and you would shoot like a Titman, and then you go to point C and you would shoot a tournament gun on a ramping. But we couldn't do any of that. So we had to attach the guns to a table and let them shoot at the targets, so they couldn't turn around and shoot each other. So
was that a concern?
Yeah, it was for them, not for me. Yeah. I mean, I went to the axe throwing booth, and it was like nothing but danger. Anybody could have whipped around and thrown an axe at somebody.
Wait, they had axe throwing, but they didn't have
paintball.
Huh.
Paintball's in the no-no category for them. They don't even call it paintball. They called us color run. And
color run?
Allow us to color run. Yeah, that was what So they had. So there's, let's call it 16 to 20,000 kids there, right? And some of the kids had a passport that had to like hit so many objectives, and we were one of them, called the color run. So there was rock climbing and axe throwing and different stuff, right? There was like basically a Spartan race kind of equivalent. Golf. There was all sorts of stuff there, and ours was the whatever. Ours was called color run. So people would come through and they finished shooting the targets, and they would be like, "And where's the color run we got to go to?" Because they had to get it stamped to show that they did it. They got a badge if they finished all of it. And so they would come and do the target shoot, and then they'd ask us where the color run was, and I'm like, "We are the color."
Hold on. So wait, what was the target shoot?
Target shoot was a paintball target shooting.
Oh, okay. So there was
They're not allowed to call it that.
So why couldn't they use the word paintball? I feel like that's something that's like a pretty integral to the whole point of the paintball activation there.
It is and it isn't. So, I mean, obviously we wanted to give them a chance to shoot paintball, and we had hoped that we would get them to change the naming of it, but they would not. So that was the end of it. Hold on one second. I'm going to put my lovely new puppy in a different room. Give me 1 second.
Is there
Okay.
a tournament going on where he is?
I don't. Oh.
Or
All right.
who
I
is?
think we got the audio fixed.
Got it. So there hasn't been audio.
No. We've
no,
had audio. You
It's
were
just
just quiet. You were just quiet.
ASMR.
Yeah. ASMR. They just have to turn up the volume on their end when you're talking, and then when we talk, it just blows their eardrums out.
It's a good system.
It's a good system. We got it now. We're good.
So
now.
yeah, so I mean, it was a learning curve for us and them. I think we are going to have paintball added. So right now they call it chalkball. Like if you read the rules of the Boy Scout handbook, they have everything's chalkball. So they were. I mean, it was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, it was frustrating. I mean, the safety protocols and the stuff that we had to go through. I mean, if I said we had 10 Zoom meetings with at least 10 people every time, I'd be underselling that. It was an arduous process. But they do seem to, I mean, I had numerous high-ups with the scouts come by and say, we're sorry you had to go through all this. We are going to try and make some changes. We're super excited about paintball. We were the highest activation of all the events.
Oh, really? And
Yeah,
how was
so
that?
we did almost. Let me check my numbers. Hold on, I want to make something.
And how do they track these numbers?
They had a Boy Scout person at every booth stamping, counting numbers every day.
Oh,
Yep,
wow.
all day.
And how many
every day.
booths were there?
I don't know, 50
Okay.
activations, not just booths. There's also booths. But
Right, sure.
activations is what we were. Let me pull up my text from the Boy Scouts. We did 4,300 people through. Yeah. And so 1,400 of those people signed up to receive more information about playing paintball.
Okay.
We had over something like, I'm going to call it 8,000 QR scans, and which was pretty good. And the number one reason people gave us that they didn't play, they hadn't played yet, was there's no park near them, which is a complete falsehood.
Well, near them, what exactly? That's a very ambiguous.
So we got everybody's
answer.
zip code. So what the QR code
Right.
was, so if you scanned the QR code and said you wanted to go play paintball, they scanned it, they gave us their zip code and your email address, and then we put that on a heat map to show where the nearest park was to them, and almost all of them are right near a park. There are some guys in Idaho and Alaska that don't have parks nearby, but for the most part, they're in areas we just haven't been able to reach them.
Yeah, and just so everybody's clear, the term activation is basically a station where you're actually doing or interacting with a product or a company or something like that, as opposed to a booth would just kind of be handing out leaflets or pamphlets. And activation would be something like throwing axes, shooting targets, doing something that you're like actively engaged with the product. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
So
And
that's
it can also be as small of a thing as an activation, like they took a picture and it went to Instagram. You know what I mean? It's,
right.
It's a marketing thing at some level.
Yeah,
It's an
it's
activation
you're
of
active.
whatever.
You're activated with the product line or
Yes.
whatever the marketed concept is. So it's a terminology
Yeah.
that you have with these types of action sports events or something like that. So if you go, at the surfing event this weekend up in Huntington Beach, you might go into a booth and they'll be like, check these sunglasses out and take a photo in our photo booth. That's an activation, and then you kind of like.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
And when you get done, and so they typically say that almost 50% of the money you spend on a booth, the other 50% goes to the activation, right? So if I'm sponsoring the Super Bowl, half of my money's going to go to the cost of that activation.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting how those types of things kind of work, and it's unfortunate. Maybe getting the foot in the door is a good start. How were they with the Gel Blaster guys? Did they let?
They were. So the Gel Blaster was actually one of the harder things to get in, because when we initially met, we got them to accept the paintball. We sent in all the safety requirements. They call it MOD, right? And an SOP, standard operating procedures or whatever. So we did all that. A guy named Mike Z did a lot of that work. He's one of the scout guys. He was amazing. These are like 50-page documents on this target range. You know what I mean? So it was bureaucratic to say the least. But once we got the foot in the door, it was kind of a good thing. But then we had to go back and visit the Gel Blasters because they didn't meet the criteria of what we were saying a paintball was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was basically saying that a paintball isn't necessarily just a 68 caliber projectile. It can be a 50 caliber projectile, a 16 millimeter, and a whatever their size is, right? So we got all that changed right at the last minute, so that was good. So, and like I said, like there was even talk about we're going to submit for a paintball badge, merit badge, which is a big deal.
Oh wow,
that's a suggestion from the scouts. So, so yeah, we're hoping we can do some stuff. So, I mean, they've already asked us to come. There's an event called the Order of the Arrow, which is like the elite version of the scouts who are at the older level, 17 to 20, I believe. Someone can correct me there in your comments.
You know it's gonna happen
in Denver, and there's going to be 7,000 people, and that's next year.
Okay, and you're going to that.
Try and do that again, yeah.
Okay.
So the stuff that we wanted to do that we didn't end up doing is we wanted to do a scrimmage on the Saturday, the highlight of the weekend.
That would be sweet.
But we had to have a roof, and we had to have you guys, and neither one of those things were cheap. And
you could have played.
Well, what about one of those mega arenas?
Roof, right? So we were in this like a amphitheater almost, like a grass amphitheater.
Yep.
And so we would have really had to have some robust structure. So we had a meeting about it today with my operations guys, and we talked about what we could do different next year as far as making that happen, because it would have been really cool. So
if you want some insight on how to do that, I've done that.
You've done what?
We've done it in an amphitheater activation for paintball that was inside of a mega arena on an airball field that had turf rolled out underneath, so nothing damaged, and we used reballs, so it still had a similar effect, but that was more so that that concert goers or tour goers could go in there and not get messy when they left. That was probably one of the best paintball activations.
Let them play. So they played though, right? So our guys are not allowed to shoot it.
I know, but it would be the same concept. It would just because we played as well. So every hour or so we would go in there and play against the local guys and just kind of go have fun and show people what they're doing.
So they're actually interested in. So this facility that we went to is called I think it's called the Summit at Beckel Reserve. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things they asked us was to put in a full-time paintball court. So that is something we're currently looking at.
Okay.
Because it's got rock climbing. I think it's got the largest rock climbing wall on the East Coast. It's got an entire zip line thing. It's got everything. It's got a hotel on the site. A Hyatt. It's like 16,000 acres. I'm making up numbers, but it's ridiculously huge.
Lots of activations.
Lots of activations there, yeah.
Those are just activities at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
At that point. So what's the next step for the people that requested more information?
So we're going to be reaching out to the local field. So we're going to find the field that's closest to them. We have a software that does that, and then we'll reach out to those fields and get them coupons that are going to match up with each other.
Okay.
So we'll call Giovanni. We use Gio, right? Sure. So there's a bunch of people in the Southern California area. I'll talk to Gio tomorrow and say, hey, I'm going to send 40 people there. You're going to give them a free day of play and 250 rounds. And he's going to say, that sounds like a great plan, Tom. And then we'll ship him a coupon, and we'll ship them a coupon good for Giovanni's. Custom tailored. So if it was for you, it would be, Ryan Greenspan, one free play at SC Village.
Right. So I couldn't go out and sell it.
So you couldn't go out and sell it, and you had to use it at SC Village.
Right. Got it. Okay.
We don't want them to go. Let's just say there's another park. We don't want them to get confused. We don't want them to.
Yeah.
And we also want the activation to get tracked, right? So now we're going to be able to. Giovanni's going to know I sent him 10 customers.
Right. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Hopefully that kind of pans out. I like that the photos you used. So the cartoon kind of ish drawings that you had. So he didn't. I don't think I showed it to you, or maybe I did. But basically, he had a turn. There was basically a tournament player, and then there was a woods ball player, right?
This is funny, yeah.
And so it was me, the Dynasty jersey, a Force, and the JT triad, and then there was Wolf with a box loader, a scope, and looking like a badass. And Tom's like, "Yeah, everybody thinks that Wolf looks cooler." I go, "I think Wolf looks cooler too, man."
Literally every kid that came by, I would say, "Which one do you like?" And then they would always point at Wolf. And then I did have one kid out of the 4,000 pointed at Ryan. And come to find out he played paintball. So
one kid,
he
1 in
was,
4,000. Let's go. Just
yeah.
don't share those metrics with
he was a
anybody else.
paintball guy. Yeah, so we'll trust you that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. A neat little activation once again to ask everybody or whatever. And we actually had 30 people scan about starting a paintball business, so that was one of our QR codes. And so we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say that you're gonna most likely do it again, and they're talking about possibly changing up kind of how it goes and allowing you guys to maybe change the rules with the scouts a little bit.
We'll definitely call it paintball next time.
Yeah.
That's definitely in the works, right? They definitely want to call it paintball. I mean, all the kids knew what we were doing, and like I said, it was the highest attended event of the group. That's my understanding. I can't swear to that number, but that's what our guys told us. It was the highest attended, right? So obviously that's what they want. They they're charging the scouts to be there, so it's like a Disney World for scouts. So if our ride line gets the most amount of turns on it, that's pretty successful. You know what I mean? Like from their point of view. Everybody's pointing.
Yeah, there was a weird thing with the camera. Real quick. Let's go there real quick. We got the backup to the backup. Not sure exactly what happened. You want to look at that camera and see what it looks like on there. So the next question, I guess, kind of pivoting over to kind of what I've got a Q&A up here. What a lot of people are asking about now that we're going to pivot over to the actual NXL and whatnot. A lot of people are talking or asking rather about Vegas. I'm excited that it's actually going to be there, but the award. Can you give any information about the award ceremony?
Rather not. We will be having an award ceremony on Sunday night.
Award ceremony on Sunday night.
Yep, that will be working with you and Iconic, right? Yeah. And other stuff. We're going to expand it into the paintball business side of it. We have a big announcement, probably I think in 3 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually flying to Vegas on next Wednesday. So right after that, we will give the announcement.
Oh wow! I think Oliver's going to be there.
We have 3 big news things coming up in the next 3 months. So.
Okay. Any Olympics news?
Yeah, we lost the Olympics. Our next shot at the Olympics is Australia,
2028.
Which is not good.
That's gonna be a tricky one.
Well, I've already reached out to the Australian Association to start the ball rolling there, but they're already pretty strict on paintball in Australia to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So that one might not be happening in my lifetime.
Ah, bummer.
But we will try for the Australia one. But I mean, now we're looking at 12 years from now would be the next one after Australia. So
that's a steep order right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know how much longer you got me for, but 12 years is probably right at that limit. Sure.
That's a bummer. So do we know who beat? I mean, obviously who beat us out? Probably a lot of people. But what new sport? Because can you explain kind of how close we were, or what even the process was with that?
I would say we weren't that close. So we submitted a thing. So each country, when the Olympics are in their country, they get to submit a sport. So Japan did breakdancing, I believe, right? So paintball was up for it, and we did not get it. That's all I got. I even got it officially. I heard it from. I was talking to someone that had just done something with the Olympics, and they were like, "You just to let you know, you didn't get it." And I was like, "Okay." Didn't know.
Okay. You mean pickleball, probably, right?
What's that?
Pickleball probably beat us out.
I think, pickleball crushed us for sure. Yeah, I don't know if pickleball's in it. But yeah, they're crushing us currently for sure.
Has Oliver or Alex brought up to you at all? I know some people were asking in the comments about them doing their one-on-one duel at NXL at all.
Me and Ollie talked about it a while ago. I'm down if they want to do it. We'll make something happen for sure. I think they should do it there. Yeah. I mean, how's it been going? I was away for the last one. The other one, what's messed up is I live in Birmingham, Alabama. We don't have a lot of paintball tournaments and events going on here. And Ollie came to my hometown, and I was like in the Boy Scoutville. So it was an hour event.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm gone too when they're coming out they're doing the final one, I think it is going to be at SC Village. Yeah, and unfortunately I'm not going to be around either. We're going to be at AG Paintball. So, which is still, that's fine. That's cool too.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of bummed because I didn't get to see a single one live. I watched Ollie play. I watched all the things. Did you watch the video of Frank?
Frank and Todd.
Okay.
No.
It's
yeah.
amazing. It's so hilarious. Frank
Connell?
Todd Adamson.
Yeah.
So when
they
you're
played each other, or did they?
No, they were the generals of the Magnificent, and what was the other one? The Glorious. You gotta watch this video. It is, even just watch like the trailer for it. It was hilarious. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen.
They're like in charge of two 20-man teams individually. It's pretty hilarious.
I gotta go to Ollie Frank's story. So back in the MPPL days, I was the commissioner, right? And Ollie and Frank had some type of an incident on the field.
Oh,
so
I was there.
Threw Frank out. You were there for that, right?
Oh yeah.
So I threw Frank out because he pushed Ollie or whatever happened, right? That's what I saw, right? So Frank's like swearing up and down that he didn't do it, and Ollie started it and headbutted him or whatever. So, and I just, Frank was a victim of previous Franks. So I asked Ollie, I said, so off the record, really what happened? And he was like, if you tell me the truth, have you ever wanted to hit Frank? And then I'll tell you the truth. And I was like, yeah, everybody's wanted to hit Frank. That's a no-brainer. And then he was like, yep, I headbutted him first. And I was like, damn it. So I suspended Frank for no reason, and I should have suspended Ollie. But
oh, man.
That was the deal.
If you promise me, so it was Frank and Todd just jawing at each other as coaches, and it was so good. It was as good as it gets.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, like as good as it gets.
Great content.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I guess
they're both hilarious to begin with, right?
What's that?
I said they're both hilarious to begin.
Yeah, but I mean, Todd was on another level, really, about getting one over on him.
Just clever jokes.
Yeah, but I think so far so good. Everybody who's been to the event, everybody who I've talked to that's been there, everybody who's played in it has absolutely loved it, and I think the format's really great. Everybody on here, yeah. Plus, they're doing a really good job with the vlogs have been really good, so they're doing a great job of like their media side of things. I think that they've really taken the reins and elevated their media presence, and I think that's something that's obviously really important in the growth of any sport or any product line or any company or really anything, and that's exactly what paintball needs. We used to have a lot more of it. Obviously we have tons of the short form content, quick reels and stuff like that, but edited videos, or I know most of the people here watching can stand and sit and watch something for a long period of time. So we do appreciate everybody here who sits through this every week and watches us.
The video, they had some of the commercials have been amazing, right? It's almost like a movie.
Yeah.
So I've been very impressed with their work.
Yeah. You're gonna be in France, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll be in France.
How are things shaping up for the Nations Cup? Do you know anything about that?
No idea.
No idea.
No.
No. And why is that?
I do know. I think they have more teams than they had last year, by a couple, and that's all I know. I just know how long it's going to take. That's really all I got in my thing, is how many days it's going to take ahead of the tournament.
Yeah, and so what's it seems like that's a pain in your ass. What's going on here?
Is 100% a pain in my ass. But it is good for European paintball, right? They love it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Oh, man.
I mean, what do you want me to say? It's ran by volunteers, and it's and it's everybody meaning the best, and it's a lot of paintball in one day, so they try and fit a lot in, and so last year we were playing in the dark, and our refs are pretty happy about it. So this year we've got some tighter controls on that to make sure they're not playing so late.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty pretty epic, right? I think it's cool when it happens.
Yeah.
It's just a lot extra. It's a lot extra.
So how is European paintball doing? It's okay.
Well, the hardest. I told you this was going to be thrilling. It's getting better. How's that? This event actually is doing really well. The Paris event is actually giving me some hope in the tournament paintball. I'll take a shot at the industry, though. It seems like the industry's kind of written off Europe, right? So they're not willing to reinvest. And so that's really what we need, right? We need the industry to continue to support it and show up to the events. I mean, we have people that are sponsors that won't even come to the event because they're not going to recoup the money of the tent and the travel at the event. And I'm like frustrated because that's kind of like self-fulfilling, right? If you never go and you never set up the booths, and people are going to never feel like it's a big event, and it's going to kind of continue the downward spiral since COVID. I mean, they've definitely struggled more than we have during the COVID situation.
And why is that? Just because of the support, or because paintball is just not
because they were on lockdown longer, significantly longer. So paintball was on lockdown. If you start looking at 1.5 to 2 years in some of the countries of being on lockdown, that's significant.
Yeah.
So you just lose. You find out what weekends are, and maybe you pick up another hobby that you were allowed to do during COVID. I mean, it's kind of the opposite of why we saw the growth during COVID, right? Paintball is one of the few things you could do. Whereas in Germany, I think you could go to a bar and drink before you could play paintball. So,
I have a quick fix.
Yeah.
It's
let the Americans back in?
It's get rid of the rule of one American pro can play on a team, because I think it does make it a little bit more fair, but I also think that probably brought a lot more attention over there too.
So you mean the downward spiral we've been in since the time that you guys started doing that wasn't an indicator that it was going bad? So we have more pro teams now than we've ever had in Europe. And we have very few Americans.
Yeah.
So it just becomes a money game, right? So if I want Ryan to come play, and I tried this, right? It cost me like $4,000 was the price he gave me, I think. So it comes down to who can afford the most amount of Americans, or who has the contact with the most amount of Americans. And so that to me is not healthy for the sport. We need the Europeans to become better at paintball and play as a team, and not. So I mean, if you're an basketball team and you pick up 2 guys, that means 2 guys are playing in your place. So you practice all year. You play for the Tauntauns, let's say. You play for the Tauntauns, and you're their 7th guy, and you practice and you're grinding, you're trying to get a spot, and then, you and Ryan show up and you take their spot.
Well, we give them valuable information along the way. I think that one of the things,
So
it's coaching. What's that?
So fly over there and coach him.
Yeah, I'd love it. That would be great too.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the value, people would rather have me play with them.
You're a training wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
If you're on the big hill and you got to go down the hill, you would rather have the training wheels. I'm tired of letting them have the training wheels. It's time to take them off.
and I think maybe Kyle's point to that was like, you bring over knowledge and information along with you. It's not just like, I'm going to come over there, I'm a hired gun, and I'm going to leave. Now that's the case for a lot of them, but the team looks at it as not just a training wheel, but also a stepping stone in order to learn more and get better. And a lot of
see what's possible.
Yeah,
too.
see what's possible as well.
But none of them got better. So that's what I'm saying. So when did this start? When did it start? When did you guys start going over there and guesting for everybody?
Yeah, for a long time. I mean, I feel like
exactly
7 for you.
2007, 2008.
No, I started 2012, 11.
So there was a time when the European teams were as good as the Americans, dead even. And then when you guys started going over, they started getting worse because their 5 core guys play, and then the bottom 2 guys don't play. And then those 2 guys quit. So all you're stuck with is the same 5 guys. And that works for Dynasty, right? You got the same 5 guys been playing for the dawn of time. But a normal team needs new blood coming in and out, right? And you can't just hire those guys in.
I do disagree with that.
Play there full time. Go play full time.
Yeah, I mean, I do disagree with that, and I disagree with it because I believe that if you have a 7-man roster, those players should be playing in their local leagues and then the top 5 guys are kind of rotating in and out for competing for spots. Then when we come over there, 2 of us take 2 spots, but it might not be the same 5 guys that we're playing. Maybe the top 2 guys stay there, but there's still a rotation of bodies and players getting better because it creates that competition. And there's no complacency because you're like, oh no, like I've been grinding, I've been playing in my local DPL league or my local French Federation league, and I'm trying to get good enough so I can play on the field with Kyle Spicka or Ryan Greenspan. And I think that's a little bit of motivation.
I mean, you played with them, Blake, Short, with ML Kings. I played like 6 seasons over there, and we never took more than, I think, 3 pros max. And those guys got
really good,
incredibly good over those years.
And there's some outliers to it all, but it's tricky, you know, because I completely agree, and I understand that everybody's pretty bootstrapped as it is, and it's got to be one wealthy person that kind of brings everybody over.
Yeah, I'm anti the one wealthy person. But that's my goal. We'll keep piling this and see how it goes, right?
I have one other question too. We had Bart on here a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how he wants to advocate for a new format. Has there been any talks about that, or?
Every day. That's what we talk about every day is a new format.
Limiting paint or something?
I have. It was limited. I don't even want to get into it because we're just giving you the stroke before it comes out. But yeah, so there's a lot of things with the format that are flawed, right, in my opinion. So one of them is the concede. I hate the concede. I think it's bad for TV, bad for spectators. It's just a weird, let's just talk about concede. We'll talk about trying to get rid of concede, and maybe in the comments someone could come up with a way to get rid of concede. I have an idea, but we're not going to get into that. But so the problem with concede is we use Todd Anderson and Frank Connell, both the same player, right? They were famous paintball players, right?
Sure.
Great paintball players, right? But what they made their name on wasn't going down the snake and shooting people. It was being the last guy alive in a game that they were down bodies and pulling it back. You guys today would concede unless it was the last point.
Mm-hmm.
There is no SK, right? SK is now a coach, right? So, and I call it the Alamo effect, but so if there is, everybody understands last man standing, right? So if Todd Adams is in the center back and he's alone on 3 guys, he is doing everything he can to survive and try and keep that point, right? That lets him have a chance to be a hero. Now you guys would just bitch up and sit there and shoot at him until his team conceded or eat up the whole clock. That's counterintuitive. It's something cool to watch.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, what about like football has it? You know, if you're on offense, you're trying to burn the clock. Basketball has it, you're trying to burn the clock. Any team competitive sport where there's a score, you try to burn the clock when you're up when the time allows for it. That's just how it works.
For sure. But there is a thing that stops you from doing that.
What?
Almost all of those things have a shot counter, right? You can't just sit in the pocket for 4 hours in the NFL and run around in circles, right?
Right.
So, and there's a reason why they instituted those things.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, literally, we've had.
Fair enough.
We just had it in Paris. We are at the opening event of the season where they had, or the England last year, where the American team sat for like 9 minutes and wouldn't hit the button. The Tauntauns wouldn't concede, and the Americans wouldn't hit the button because they were trying to keep the differential down.
Right.
That's just counterintuitive to someone enjoying that. Plus, just think of how confusing the concede is. Even just watching like our little highlight reel at the Boy Scouts, you would just see like mouse and the snake or whatever, and then you would just see everybody stand up. Because the other team could.
Well, let's do it. Get rid of the concede.
Can't do it with the way the current clock is.
Why not?
What do you mean? Because you would just be up 2 bodies. If it was 5-on-1, and I'll give you the exact situation that I know where this happened. So we played Bob Long back in the day on ESPN. I believe it was ESPN. It might be Fox Sports, whatever, at the NPPL, right? So we're playing Bob, and it's 7-man, and he shoots 4 of us on the break, or 3 of us on the break, because that's what he does, right? But we take all the 50s. But so that's where the game ends. We just sit there 4-on-7 with Bob with a blue code or whatever his code was to never move, right? So he's got 7 guys shooting at 4, refusing to move because he knows he's going to win if it just goes to time. There's no chance to come back from that, right?
Well, no, there is, though, in the current format because you guys... So you guys would technically concede by pressing up the field. So you basically have to develop a new mentality on how to play.
Like a code that says kamikaze.
Correct, kamikaze.
Right? Yeah, basically. So that could work. That could be a solution.
But yeah, you might get some teams that kind of forget that, or like some players on the field that forget that, and then all of a sudden they've burnt the whole clock, and you lost the game because of it. But that would be a quick wash, right? That would help.
What about limiting the amount of? What about saying we have a shot clock? Basically, it's a 4-minute game, right? So the maximum the game could ever be was 4 minutes.
Oh, that's right. I wrote all these notes down. Yeah, actually, we talked.
That.
Yeah. Bart was kind of talking about it, and we came up with a really cool concept. Yeah, Dan and Bart right here. I forgot where I wrote it down, but definitely we'd have to talk about it a little bit more, go over and watch over it. But yeah, there was a cool concept for offense and defense concept. I think I had spoken about. Basically, if you're on offense, you have 3 or 4 chances, kind of like a if I remember correctly, like getting to a first down. But basically, you have 3 or 4 chances to score a point, and then it goes to the other team. Right, so Bad Company would be playing against Dynasty, and we're going to be on defense for the next 2 or 3 points or whatever. If we beat you, it doesn't matter. You still get another opportunity at it. So you basically get 3 opportunities to try to beat us with a game plan like that. And then
it's one of the unique. And Chris from Virtue is the one that pitched this to me a long time ago. The whole attack and defend thing. So I'll give him his props for that. And because that is one of the weird things about paintball. And you see it really bad in the 10-man in the woods or the 10-man classic stuff, right? Because losing there's like when you're on offense in football, there is no losing at that point, right? You typically don't score against you when you're on offense, right? I mean, it can happen with a fumble or interception, but for the most part, you're the only one eligible to score, and that creates a benefit in paintball. If I could only score but I couldn't get a negative, we would just attack, right? Because you got nothing to lose, and maybe that's another option to do, and maybe the consumer would understand that if you had 4 points on offense and 4 points on defense, that could work. But is it harder to attack 5-on-5 than it is to play a mutually attacking game? Do you cut the body numbers down to 3-on-5 or 4-on-5?
Well, no, you just try for it, right? That maybe, but you'd see the great thing about it is you'd see a lot of carnage. So maybe it might be a 0-0 game. Like for instance, the very first event where it wasn't like a really offensive play field, the first Florida event. The games were like 1-0 or 3 to whatever. You can't afford to make mistakes, right? But if you have 3 opportunities to try and score, you're gonna get this like running into a brick wall, and it's like, all right, Dynasty just did not get it. They didn't score on their 3 opportunities, but you're still seeing fun excitement, right? There's still like the car crash is still happening, which is what everybody inevitably wants to watch. You don't want to watch it like, oh, we lost 2 guys off the break, let's try to defend, and we ended up ending the game at 1-0. But when there's 3 losses in a row, but it doesn't change the score, then AC Diesel gets their 3 shots. Maybe they score 1. And now they change their strategy a little bit, and they're like, okay, great. Like, we can just go back into this defensive play. We've already seen 3 of Dynasty's offensive score opportunities. What are they going to try next? They really have to score, because if they don't, then Diesel's got 1 more shot. Like, so everybody gets 2 shots at offense, 2 shots at defense, and you get 3 within that realm at like 2-minute points or whatever. So it's kind of cool. Like it'll create like a really exciting game to watch, because you're either going to score or you're going to go down in a hail of gunfire and like really be trying.
And we love a hail of gunfire.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I just solved it. I just saved paintball. You guys, does everybody think I just saved paintball? I saw Kyle was shaking his head. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Like, imagine you're like, oh man, we gotta score this. We gotta try this again. Like, oh, we have 1 more shot. We're down 1-0 or 2-0. We have to try this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the problem is it's super hard to be the attacker, right? If they know you have to attack and you don't have to go back, it's super hard, in my opinion. So you guys would know better than I would, but yes.
Yeah, but there are different.
Has some advantages, right? That they can attack.
Yeah, but you're
every week.
Yeah, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it like the only way to attack is we got to run to the snake, the 50 Dorito, and up the middle off the break. Like that's the only offense. But you could be like, all right, hey, we're gonna sit in the pocket. We're gonna try to shoot heavy on the outsides, and try to get a guy off the break and do some kind of wild moves. Plus, if you have these multiple, you're forcing teams to get multiple defensive packages together and multiple offensive packages. Like right now, we really are like, if we have a minute to have to hold off a point, what are the 5 spots we're going to go to? And that's a little different between if we have 30 seconds. And there's a couple different concepts of this, but you really are only throwing that defensive package together or that offensive package together like once or twice an event, rather than being like, because otherwise it creates it to be a lot more creative, because now you have to have a bunch of them because it's easily scoutable. It's like, okay, well, their only move is Kyle to the snake, mouse right behind him and running up right behind him and diving in. So no matter if we shoot, it's like you kind of know what they're going to do. But if they have to do it a bunch of times, and you basically are giving them up to six options per match to do it, or 8 options or 2, or how many of you settle on, it could be a little bit more exciting and more fun. And then, a defensive thing is not just like, sure, we can run to the corners, but and one of the other things, and I just want to point this out, that I did mention to Bart, and it should have been happening now, or should happen, you guys should quickly get it set up for Chicago, is there needs to be a test run, a test phase of all of the concepts. Whereas that's where like the PSP back in the day failed, was they're like 1 week before the event, 10.5 semi-auto true semi. Oh hey, we're going to 12.5 balls a second now. We changed the field size. You're like, what are you guys doing? Did anybody test this out, or are you guys just having a monkey throw something at the wall, or the chicken pecks a bunch of numbers on the ground and that's the one you guys do? You've got to test it out.
You found the chicken with numbers system worked pretty well for a while.
I know.
Outdated it for a while, but it was working for a while. So yeah, we plan on trying to do a tournament at Chicago the day before the practice day of an exhibition. That is definitely in the planning.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We haven't invited anybody, but yes, that's in our wheelhouse.
I want to start.
Oh, did you guys come up with that idea? Let me see. Hold on, I can tell you what date it was. I want to say maybe around, was it like July, maybe somewhere like the week of July 5th?
So I will. I will.
Was that thrown into the round table?
So if you remember, we did this already once when we tried limited paint. Do you remember that?
No.
So Randy,
Yeah.
Heat
Before
was
World
nice
Cup.
enough to put up the prize package in Florida to run a 1-day test tournament to see how it would go.
It was. Oh yeah, we won that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we won World Cup.
Twice.
There was a.
So maybe that's
We
where
didn't
you got the idea, Ryan.
No, that's not where I got the idea. I definitely did not get the idea from Randy. I promise you that.
He's the first one that did it. He put up the money.
There was prize money for that?
Try limited paint.
I don't think we got paid.
I don't think we got.
We definitely did not get paid for that.
You did. Maybe you didn't, but I think you did. I think he put up $5,000. I think he put up the prize package.
Maybe you didn't. I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna look up what year was that. I'm gonna look up my.
I can assure you, if we didn't pay you, you would have called me many, many times.
Okay, well, get ready for a phone call here. I think you owe me some money anyway. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up my 2015 K1 TR.
Double dipping.
Double dipping.
We don't pay back after 2015 or whatever the hell you do.
Statute of limitations, payment schedule.
Statute of limitations for sure. For sure.
Let's because now that I'm kind of got my notes back from when I had Bart on, we had Dan Napoli on for a pair of shows. You got to get him on the payroll. However you got to do it, you got to get that guy working for you. He is a genius.
I love Dan.
Yeah, he's great, man. He had so many good ideas and so much insight to paintball. He had a ton of statistics. He was talking about, I disagree with him and Bart on the live paintball thing as much as I think that it's the build a product, create an audience rather than just hope we have an audience that comes to us. So basically the two concepts were create a cool post-production show based around paintball to create, heroes, villains, and all this and that. And then their concept was we need to make a live show, and that's what networks want. I don't know. I think you've talked to a couple networks probably.
Yeah, so when you talk to the networks, they really want live sports. Wow. That is the number one thing that they talk about. And then when they talk about those docudramas, right, which are also impressive, right? The Formula One thing, I think everybody's got one now. There'll be one on Cornhole next week. But
no, there isn't really.
They create. No, I'm just making that up. He's ahead of us at every turn. They create the drama to make people watch the real sport, right? So the problem with and this is a layman, but yes, so sports is live sports is what drives commercials. It's a relevant thing that people actually watch.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff that's not live just doesn't have the commercial ratings.
So, okay, so you've talked to a bunch of you've spoken to networks and you've gone to these things.
Yes.
I think you talked to Amazon Prime Video is what you said one time. They got
Yep.
Thursday Night Football for like $4 billion. So what's our offer?
About $100 grand.
$100,000.
For $100 grand. Yeah, I would sell it for free. Hopefully they're not watching this, but yeah, we would do what we had to do to get on TV, right? So that you guys can complain in a year that I'm not paying you enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we would start that ball rolling instantly, right? If anything they could do, right? So we had a deal with ESPN to be on the Ochos, right? That was the year COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to try and even do it at the same park that the Joust was just at. We were going to try and do it there as a closed event. We were going to invite the people that placed in the top 4 or the top 8 from Vegas, whatever the number was, and run a tournament. And that would have been post-produced. It is so much easier to run a post-produced show, and our pilot would definitely be post-produced. But the real show would probably have to be live.
Man, that's just crazy. I just feel like I know live shows are fun to watch. It's just you can edit out all that crap and like any of the nonsense, and you can add like more explanation, especially because like one of the big things that Maddie wanted, he's like, you guys need to be talking more shit to each other, and there needs to be more villains and heroes, and there needs to be more rivalries. And it's like, yeah, that sounds great, Maddie, but we have too much skin in the game right now for us to like act like an obnoxious jerk and then make people hate us because I'm talking shit to Tyler Harmon or Kyle Spicka.
I think we have plenty of people that'll act a jerk. I don't think we need to coach that. I think they'll do that on their own.
Yeah, but the personalities aren't the ones that are going to be great in front of cameras, right?
Yeah.
That's what you need.
And that's, it's like, was Peyton Manning that guy? Was he talking crap? No.
No, you're right. Like, but, like, you can do that and afford to do it a lot more when you're getting paid $35 million a year. Like, I'll talk shit to anybody I want, like, but if I'm, like, trying to put myself out there and be marketable, I can't be like, oh, yeah, this, like, talking like a jackass.
I got you.
I
agree. I agree with that, and I agree with both sides of it. We will just let the TV people drive that, so we'll give them both options. So that's one of the reasons. And one of the many reasons we went to the Major League Paintball kind of as our parent brand, because I don't care what they choose. Right? They may choose Joust. I may be calling Alex and be like, "Hey, they really want to put this Joust on TV, right?" Mm-hmm. So we're gonna let them kind of drive this market. Maybe they're gonna Wolf will be the show person, and you'll be forced to invest in some camouflage.
I hope so.
It's the tie-dye you guys seem to like.
I hope
you guys
so.
got like matching tie-dye.
You felt
we
like
do.
it's tie-dye day.
Well, because we had the new camera going and we just look so crispy, we're like, let's get
summertime.
Blur it up a little bit.
It's summertime. It's pretty warm in here too, so we're just trying to like keep cool watermelon colors and watermelon vibes.
I was gonna wear a white
yeah
polo with the NXL logo on it, but
I was about to say my life's easy. I just wear a blue button down.
I was gonna match you today.
That's all I wear, and it cuts out all that time in debating what you're gonna wear on the show.
Mm-hmm. HK Army wants to bring back Ultimate Taser Ball.
I watched that the other day.
Really? Where did you watch it?
Well, so what's funny is I don't even want to get into it. Someone made some comments about how unsafe Philly was, so I went back and watched them playing that. He was gonna post it in the comments and be like, because he made a comment about how unsafe Philly was gonna be with the dirt, and I was like, this is coming from the guy who played this.
Oh, it was. It was coming from somebody who actually played Taser Ball.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. I love that. That's funny.
But Tom Cole President opted out of the Facebook war, which I thought would have been funny. But yeah, I opted out of it.
So did you comment on it in your troll account?
Rebuttals to people on Facebook and then delete them is countless.
Is that like just like it's almost like a moment of satisfaction? You'll write like a big rebuttal, and you'll be like, right before you push enter, you go, and then you just delete the whole thing.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Maybe just screenshot it so you have it somewhere, just in case your laptop gets hacked.
I will call certain people and tell them my comeback because it's funny or whatever, right? I will tell certain people my comeback.
Yeah.
I'll never post it.
Anytime that you want to tell me what the comeback would be, you're welcome to. Because like sometimes you've told me before, and I've jumped into those comments, and I've just tried to burn people.
The last time I was kind of candid around you on the phone, you were on speakerphone in front of your whole car. I don't know what I was doing. I was cussing like everybody in the world or something. And
well, hold on. I didn't even have a chance to say anything. I didn't have a chance. I just called you, and the first thing you said is, "Oh God damn it!" You know like so.
Oh, dude.
So, and then when you were done, I was like, "Hey, you're on speakerphone." So, yeah.
Tons of fun.
So, have you had any headway at all with any of these networks? Like, is there like a Netflix thing or Amazon Prime? I know you said you met with Amazon a while back. Then there was maybe some news of Netflix.
A big move we'll be making in late October, early November, right around World Cup time. That's all I'm going to allude to.
Okay, well, there's been a lot of.
We can ask everybody for their help, though. We need to have people subscribe to the Major League Paintball YouTube channel in droves.
Okay.
For October, I can give you a date. October.
We're gonna get a link for everybody right now. Kyle, will you put it in the comments?
October 23rd. We need to have a significant amount of subscribers on our Major League Paintball YouTube.
What's a significant?
Even if it's not something you want to watch.
I'll subscribe right now.
We're subscribing right now. Will you copy the link?
It's a lot.
Okay.
It's probably like 50,000.
Okay. How many subscribers does your boy Will Ball for Soup have? Because I think that he might have 50,000. You should just.
If he's got 50,000, that'll probably end it for me right here. He may. He's got a really good voice.
Who else has it? I think someone else in paintball has like a lot. Like
there's a bunch of people
the gym rat.
Matt the gym rat. Let's see.
Matt the gym rat makes great videos.
20,000.
Oh, he's got 20,000. All right, he doesn't make the cut. Yeah, we need to get them right. Oh, HK Army's got a lot.
Yeah,
170,000. Let's go. Come on, HK Army.
Yeah, tell them to share our thing and get it up there. No, a lot of it's just time, right? So we're trying to short circuit it so we can have one channel with all the things on it.
Oh, hold on here. We got Verbal. Verb Dog's got 300,000.
Yeah, Verbal's no joke.
Okay, well let's get him to do the show.
Doesn't quite work that way. It's got to be under the Major League Paintball brand is where the subscribers got to go. He could be the guy doing all the filming, but it's gonna have to be our subscribers that we're showing him.
Damn, how do we get the Spick and Span channel up?
It doesn't hurt anybody. So we had 3 million people play paintball last year, right? So it doesn't really. We should be able to get to that number. But it's a free way that you can just go on and chime in and just say, hey, yeah, subscribe, get us some numbers.
Huh. Okay, well there it is. You guys all heard it. You're gonna get. I mean,
so basically, it's going to show demand, right? So when I got told this program, I don't remember the date, but I made a post, right? I made a post that I was at that show, right? The OTT Summit, right?
Right.
So and I'll just tell the story. We met with NBC Sports. They talked to us, they were super nice and gave us some advice, and this was their advice, was to take these steps, and so we're on it. So.
Okay. 50,000 subs.
Yeah.
Coming.
Start funneling in the best content on there.
The higher, the better. Because we're basically going to go in and say, look, this is what happened in 90 days, right? From the time we started, this is where we got. So there is demand. So the whole argument is whether we have a built-in audience or not. Does that make sense? So,
correct.
And that's why I know this number of 3 million people, because one of the things that made lacrosse get a big head start, and cornhole, but the lacrosse is the one we were specifically talking about in this instance, is the fact that they had a built-in audience. A lot of people in the Mid-Atlantic and along the East Coast played lacrosse at school. So they knew that when they went to TV, there was going to be a certain amount of people that already knew what lacrosse was and understood the rules.
Sure.
We had 3 million people play paintball last year. So that's 3 million built-in people. That's a lot. That's a
yeah, but is that 3 million? What is that number? Is that like a weekend warrior, or is that person that plays once every 6 months or less, or is that
could be a person played once that year?
Right.
Right. It's just 3 million people understand what happens in a paintball game. There's an objective at each end, and we're shooting at each other.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just found a website, 10,000 YouTube subscribers, $210.
Yeah. I'm not
Delivery
doing
time 20 to 36 days. Real subscribers.
that. Yeah, they're not real.
It says real in all
It does
caps.
say, yeah.
REAL, all capital.
It has to be real then.
That's not a. If there's an easy way to do it that seems too good to be true, it is probably not true. So let's just do this organically in the right way.
Agreed. So I think that what seems to be one of the tickets are either one, a consistent personality that's on there uploading content on a regular basis. Like we're not. I don't know. I haven't checked our stats, but our subs go up slightly, like every so often. But what you really need is you need consistent traffic. Now, Verb is doing it on getting tons of those reels up, and he's getting all the people getting blasted. You guys have access to a lot of great content. It just needs to be consistently being funneled in there to get traction to people subscribe.
But we also have another, like what you just said there. So we're going to have that challenge, right? We can't show people getting blasted, right? So, like, there's going to be the WWE aspect, and then there's going to be the Major League Paintball aspect, right? Like, I am not going to show the last man standing videos every time, right? Those are the ones that generate the most views, but that's not going to be what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So,
here's a good one is at the Chicago event. This is from Dan Shelley. You should have a QR code for people to easily subscribe and sign up as they enter through the gate. Done.
We had that at the Boy Scouts. And we got a lot of subscribers at the Boy Scouts.
Okay, great. Excellent. And then same thing goes for, I think Sharissa, one of the other people in here commented and asked if that information on how to start up a field, if you're going to have that public also to people outside of the Scouts.
It's on our website. If you actually Google how to start a paintball business right now, we will be the first paintball company that comes up.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead and do that right now. Someone do that on your little Google right there. Google.
Do that on your little Google, people. Can you do that? Can you do that on your little Google?
But like,
your little Google.
I know you're doing nothing right there, Spick. So make it happen.
I'm looking at your content right now.
Oh, you got a bunch of stuff. Look, you got all of our link. Dang, you guys got a ton of content. This is a great site, man. Look, Ryan Greenspan, 1,300 views. I'm one of your top viewed things by like 10-fold almost. Look at that. 5-fold.
Yeah, I would have called you, but then you beat me, my interview out. So then I was like, all right, well, never mind. We're not talking to Ryan ever again. No.
Dude, I'm crushing it. That guy is not doing well. Look at that.
I was talking to, who the hell was I talking to? Anthony from Boston Paintball. And he was like, who's the pro? They're signing autographs. I was like, me. I was like steadily signing autographs at the event. I was like, that's why we didn't invite any of the pros. I wouldn't be able to sign any autographs.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We are trying to create a backlog of videos to try and give it some substance, and then we will obviously try and go more, right? We've been doing the webcast on there. And we do have a lot of, we have 2,000, 2,500 subscribers, somewhere in that range, right?
Yeah. Well, 2,500, and maybe like we just got probably at least 10 more from the Spick Span bump right there.
It's good. Well, I will give you that exact bump. I watch that every day. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. All right.
I'll have you guys come on the Major League Paintball show one day.
One day.
Really have a show. Good.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about you guys acquiring the Spick and Span show, and we could host it over there. There's like a we'll try to draft up some paperwork and a term sheet.
We're already talking to Marcelo about purchasing his show.
Well, you need a live action show. I mean, you need post production, you need pre production, you need live shows. Obviously, we run the racket on the live show. No, he's not live. It's all pre recorded. So if you drop an F-bomb on the Spick and Span show, it's going in there. If you drop it on theirs, I think it's still going in there, but you know what I mean.
Good for kids.
Yeah, but that's why we have classy stand-up people like yourself on the show, Tom.
Yeah, we vet all our guests.
Yeah, we vet all of our guests.
I find that hard to believe. I know who's been on there, so I'm not even going to go down there.
And you know what's kind of cool is our show is now an on-the-road mobile live show. We just did it live from the summer camp, which is actually really cool. Had all the kids, like a bunch of the kids came on there. Some of them were incredibly nervous, some of them were not. And then we're going to AG Paintball and doing a live show the day before the clinic. So that night or the night before the clinic. So we'll have it set up. They're going to have like, they're selling little tickets. I think it's pretty cheap, but you get like a cool commemorative lanyard with a little thing. And it's like, well, there's food served and all that stuff. It's a pretty cool concept. And so that's going to be, the first of its kind of thing. I know that we talked about doing stuff at the venue for the NXLs. It's just pretty hectic with our schedules, but pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things my film crew was kind of salty about, one of them being my wife. She said a lot of the pros don't want to talk. And I'm like, they got a lot going on. She's like, they want to grow the sport, they need to do it.
No, so that's the thing, is that's what I'm talking about, right? You need to make sure that you have the right personality. And we actually talked about this at the combine this weekend, the clinic this weekend. And that's something that I feel all the other sports do so great, is they groom the players to be able to speak on camera really well. And it's especially important with paintball because it's really difficult to like have a livelihood in paintball. And so with that, if you want to become a professional paintball player, if you want to have any career in it, you have to be able to be marketable. So guys like myself, Kyle, Marcelo, Tyler, Kyle Berry's doing a good job of it. Nick Laval does a good job. Nick SLOWIAK. Those guys are very charismatic and they're very personable. So you need to have that as a utility as well, in order to kind of make it in paintball. Now, the other sports you're doing all sorts of interviews all throughout high school before you even get to in front of camera, and so all those guys are so well rounded. You're like, man, how do they speak so well on camera? You're like, dude, these guys are so good. And that's something that's important.
They do classes on how to answer the questions and stuff like that. Sure.
Absolutely. And so
we'll put that down. I'll put that down as for like what we'll do at that Vegas thing. We plan on having a meeting the next day with the pro teams, and maybe we'll have a class on. I'm writing that down.
Dude, I'll host the class for you, man. I'm already gonna be out there for the Hall of Icons. You're gonna need me there anyway. I'm probably gonna win an award. I don't know. But the Spick and Span show can go live from there. We'll do a little test, subject for you.
Love to have you guys go live from there. But I think if I was going to bring in someone to instruct them how to talk, I'd bring someone that was non-paintball related, someone maybe professional in the field.
I would consider myself a professional in the field, Tom. On the field, off the field.
Oh man.
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Some modesty classes. We'll add that in.
It's always important to. I'm trying to sell myself here, man. I'm trying to boost up my resume. It's always important to have somebody that you can talk to, or you understand that you can interact with, and that you can liken yourself to. So if they see a paintball player giving the same type of lessons, it's the same thing. We're building confidence out there, whether it's on the field or it's off the field, and that's the big part of having a public speaking thing.
I do agree, though. I think public speaking is one of those things, right? I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge.
We've got someone, a guy, one of our fan base, our players. He always sends us really cool stuff. Named Jason Motto. He says he coaches youth football, and so he's headed out there right now. He says he yells out company to the kids, and they always look at him crazy.
That's pretty good. Tell him thanks. Yeah, I don't know where to go with that, but yeah, that is pretty cool.
That is good. You still got it, man. You still got it. I was going to try and play Ollie if I was able to go to that thing in Alabama. I figured I was a no-lose situation, because if he beat me, it was going to be like no skin off my back. But if I shot him, I was just going to drop my gun and re-retire. Be like, that's why I quit. That's why you quit. I was actually just telling Kyle. So Jason Motto just sent me a bunch of magazines from 1997 and 1998. And the 98 magazine. The 98 magazine was covering World Cup. So the entire, I don't know if it's Paintball Games International, was all about World Cup. And the only thing it had about Bad Company was that you guys, along with, who else was it? Farside or something. It was Farside's first time playing pro in 98. And then you guys had a really bad event.
The life of Bad Company.
And
it's funny, there's... The year we did good, 2002 or whatever, right? We did pretty good at World Cup. And it was being filmed by somebody, and they didn't think we were going to do good. So basically, everybody else had this, lead into the finals. And for us, then it was, our logo. And it said, and then Bad Company makes the finals. The rest of you guys all had, an entire, story of the event and what was going on.
They weren't ready for it.
our event. Yeah,
I think I do remember that. I remember that event.
I was so mad.
They're like, do we have any B-roll of a bad company? And they're like, no, who thought they were going to make it?
Who would have thought they were going to make it? They're shooting spiders. Yeah, no. It was brutal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You could add for some content, too, on the YouTube channel, like, I don't know how exactly you would work it in, but, like, after each game, because they do those commercials and have that downtime where you could either have the players that played that match or, you know, some pro players that are available kind of to break the previous match down, kind of dissect it. Could be a cool little piece that I know a lot of people have talked about wanting.
So it's we don't have a clear direction yet, just to be completely candid, right? We're like throwing spitballs out here. We're using the chicken on the, whatever he said, chicken on a ping pong ball or whatever, trying to pick our route. Mm-hmm. But we really want more evergreen videos about, like, what is paintball and this is pro paintball and this is the rules, you know what I mean? And this is what a red flag means. So stuff like that really helps people educate, right? So we're going to be more like the Formula One has a really neat one, you know, that kind of describes what's going on, because we have some complicated rules, right? And mm-hmm. And I see this because I'm constantly sitting with a layman trying to watch the game and explain to them what's going on, and we get a lot of questions, right? So mm-hmm. we're going to try and answer all those in the video. Because it's really, like, we even got some footage. We asked the video guys to send us some footage for this Boy Scout thing, and I appreciate those that send in some video. But what we think is cool as the high-end consumer is not necessarily what we need to be showing people the first time. Sure. Like, it was a lot of people getting shot and then, like, looking, why am I getting shot so much, and then flicking them off or whatever. The drama of tournament paintball, that isn't really what kids were, like, gravitated to. And we did a bunch of different videos, and it wasn't until we went to the, I'm going to call it the 2019 World Cup trailer video that kind of said, you know, what World Cup was, the Go Sports trailer.
That was actually really good.
That was amazing, and that was the first time, because the kids were in line. They were a captive audience. We were probably in a line 100 deep, watching two TVs, and it was the first time I felt like they were enraptured in the story, mm-hmm. and we're talking about paintball. The other times, like I said, it wasn't even mostly guys shooting people. Like, if you think about, like, if you wanted to go play paintball, you envision yourself shooting people. You don't want to envision yourself getting shot. And all the cool videos were people getting smoked, right? And so I think we missed the mark a little bit. So that's one of the things on my learning curve of trying to make it specifically for
I totally agree. I remember that. It was like, this is the field, and these are what we call the Doritos. And it was like a kind of a 3D or like a lit up kind of screen. And this is what, that was actually really good. I think that's super important to have. I mean, you should almost have that even at the playing during the event, because there's so many parents that come out there. I mean, for so long, my mom would watch and be like, I don't even know what did you guys just win? And we're like, we don't play for another hour, actually. You know, it's who
was the team in blue?
Yeah, I thought you were in blue. Now she can kind of point me out. I think Sloan's a little better at figuring out who's on the field, but that is incredibly important, right? Because there are a lot of friends, family, you know, people. Hopefully, people just kind of pull off the road and they're like, "What's this? Is this Disneyland?"
Yeah, we need a better explainer video to kind of show how everything goes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, we are literally like a speakeasy, right? We kind of, you have to know everything to kind of be a part of it. That's, you know, and that's a failing on many levels that we're trying to fix. But yeah, it's a lot. Sometimes it's overwhelming.
Okay, let's see.
I think you need to figure out a way to target the I went to a birthday party and then I was hooked aspect, because that's everyone.
That is everyone. So that's one of the things we're working on, is we want to make like a safety video. And my theory is we would have the safety video given by famous pro people, right? So let's just say you two were the safety video.
I'm sorry, this is your idea?
Huh? This could be your idea too. But
go ahead and throw this one out for me.
But anyhow, we would make a safety video for the fields, but we'd always be tying back in the personalities that are pro paintball, because most of the people going to a birthday party don't realize there's a pro paintball or a Major League Paintball or the NXL. Am I stealing your idea?
This is 100% the pitch that I gave you. Yeah, I've actually done this already. So if you go to Boston Paintball,
I let you sometimes talk these pitches through, even though we're already in the works.
This was 3 years ago. I gave this to you.
We shot a pilot a while ago for it down in Texas for the tech. When did you give me this idea?
When I was still sponsored by HK, which was 3 or 4 years ago, because I pitched it to them first, and then Boston Paintball has been running this with me. Hi, Ryan Greenspan. Welcome to the exciting game of paintball. Is how it started. Professional paintball player. I bet you didn't know paintball was a sport.
Let's clarify all the ideas. So I talk constantly to people like
Of course.
yourself,
You had a great idea. Yeah.
And so I steal everyone's ideas.
I said imprinting, you imprint on there, so that way I wanted to have it done. I wanted to do it for all of it. When we were sponsored by HK, I said, let's do that. I'll be the one we'll be doing it, so that way it builds the Dynasty brand, da-da-da-da-da. Then that didn't happen, so then I pitched it to JT. Then I've been trying to get someone to do it, so Anthony has me at all of his fields doing it. And then we were going to do that big concert.
The problem we run into right away is the branding of the product. So like what you just said there. So a GI field is not going to want an HK loader on there or HK God. We're going to have to make them be specific. Me and you talked about this, right?
Sure.
It's going to have to be specific.
Yeah, let's go with all that. Yeah. I've already got the answer for that.
It was your idea to come up with the different videos of the same person.
Maybe that's what it was. Huh?
It's all Ryan's idea. I don't need the ideas. I just need it to happen. I just need it to work
I
out.
need it to happen too. Yeah. And actually, because remember we were going to do, I don't know if, did I tell you about that concert that we were going to do? We were supposed to do the some big DJ's Mad Decent Block Party. So I shot an entire promo reel for them as well. Had that all edited up. That thing folded. It was like the biggest calamity in the music industry, I think. That was in 2019,
Besides
probably.
the Fire Festival?
It was basically like the Fire Festival, actually. It was very similar to the Fire Festival.
Got it.
Yeah. So we had a whole paintball. It's called
Fire Fry.
It's kind of the same spelling. An anagram? What is it when you just have a bunch of words mixed together? I think they're spelled very similarly.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah. That's a great idea. I'd love to be involved in that. Let me know. I've actually got a couple of videos in the can, as they say. If you'd like to see what they would look like, perhaps.
I would also
your
like
logo
to
here.
rotate it around in the same video. My idea came from the American Airlines, the safety briefing.
That's crazy. I fly the same airline. I don't know where you would have thought that either.
American Airlines. So, yeah, it's like that where they have all the famous people doing all the different stuff. So we'd have Dave Baines jump in. I'm coach from, Impact. And then, we'd try and stick to people that stay on the same team for 2 years in a row, so we wouldn't have to keep making new stuff.
So guys like me.
But,
I think we're going in a circle here, Tom.
I just wanted to stay on the same team. I think you got a team now. Let's stay there.
All right.
So much grief in my life. Sometimes it's good to give something back.
I mean, it looks to us like the refs are all about to jump you. The one ref's throwing up gang signs, and these guys are about to walk over and kill you.
Yeah.
No, they got my back. They're the ones trying to make sure nothing happens to me.
Huh. Yeah, I guess it depends on which set of eyes you're looking through. Hopefully, it's not a foreshadowing event.
Hopefully, it's not a foreshadowing.
Oh, these guys got my back, man.
I love the pro refs. They're the best refs we've ever had, in my opinion.
They sure are. I will second that. I will absolutely second that.
I agree.
I think those guys are doing they're doing a very thankless job, and it's incredibly hard to do, and they're on their feet, hot and wet usually, for a very long period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Tom.
You got any questions? Because I want to get out of here.
I can tell. Yeah, you look very anxious. Is there anybody in the room, looking, shouting?
There's no one in the room, but it's almost 8 o'clock, and I haven't walked my dog, and yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
We always love having you.
Sorry I couldn't do the one the other day.
No, it's all good. It's all good. This works just as well. Next time I'll have some better notes for that TV thing, but I hope that I get updated. You guys, you break it to the Spick and Span show when that news drops.
I'll give you a shout out tomorrow. Let you know how many people signed up today because of your show.
All right. Well, let's give it a couple days here. Actually, let's get a refresh. Did you get the first number? Set of numbers.
I didn't see the first.
22.4. 22.4. Because I think we got 36,000 subs on this channel. So we'll try.
I feel like it said 22.1.
Oh, we've got 5,000. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it did. I think we got like 300 views. Yeah, we only have 140 people watching the show right now, but somehow we've been able to double those numbers. It was 22-3. That a boy, Doug 8505. That's right.
Look at that.
Yeah. There's a little boost right there. There's a little boost. You're gonna have to go into the analytics page and just kind of see if there's a little. There's gonna be a little spike. I think with everybody's help here, there's gonna be a little spike. Okay. And
Well, we had to October, not to sell it short, but yeah. So we will. Let's set a date here, because I have big news right before Chicago. We have big news right before Chicago. That's going to be.
I hope it's not that we all have to change our flights to a day early, like a couple days before.
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about you all changing your flights. We have a big news to announce right before Chicago.
Oh, is it the gambling thing? Are we gambling yet, or whatever happened with that?
We're still in the process. We still are not legalized anywhere, but we're shooting for Vegas of next year.
That makes sense.
That's our goal, right? So
seems like a good place to gamble.
We still have plenty of time. Okay. It was the gambling guys that started getting me excited and saying they thought it might be done by Philly. So you'll just give an overall trend. I'd rather not talk about stuff that could happen as opposed to telling you after something's happened.
No, I like that. I like that. But can you just tell us what might happen in for Chicago? You can at least tell us when we're in Paris.
When is Paris?
You ask those refs?
Yeah, you asking the refs?
No, I got a calendar behind me.
Are they talking to you? Dom's lost it.
They have the notes.
Yeah. Hey guys, when's Paris?
Yeah, no.
You guys are going right.
I have a wall calendar, a calendar the size of my wall. So, yeah, it's in a couple weeks, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I can probably tell you in Paris.
Okay.
Well, we're not live. It's just Ryan.
Yeah,
we
just actually turned the show off. If you want to just tell us right now.
I'll buy it. I'm not buying it.
Hold on, let me turn the show off. Okay, we're clear.
We muted it.
We muted it.
See your fingers.
That's my fingers. I was pushing buttons.
You're gonna do the scan. You're gonna do a better one than that.
You can give us like 3 things, and 2 of them are lies.
Yeah. Do you want to do that game?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I've already said more than I should have said, so.
All right.
Well, I guess
well, yeah, allegedly.
Let's pick a date. What is the weekend? Give me a date close to the show, and then we'll give you the breaking news on it.
Well, the show's every Tuesday. You want me to send you this shirt? We could just kind of say allegedly this is going to happen.
No.
Allegedly, there's a big TV deal coming.
Kind of guy.
Well, we do the show right before we leave for the event, also, like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Let's see.
All right, let's do it then. We'll do the announcement there.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna get grief because I should have done it on our channel.
So we have August. We can isn't there like a co-hosting thing? There's a September 5th show that we could do.
We could do the show live on MLP.
So maybe we'll do it live on the Major League Paintball thing, and we'll give you guys the scoop, but it'll be on our channel.
Yeah, you just send us all the stuff, and we'll just do the Spick and Span show from your channel.
Okay, that'll be cool.
We could probably do that. We can make that happen because it's just a link, or I wonder if we can dual stream. There's got to be a way. We'll figure it out. One of the guys that are watching this, maybe Mr. Moffitt or PB Trading Cards can help us to figure out, or Verbal, or actually Rye Guy seems to know how to had every single answer to every single tech thing somehow. He had so much tech spinning off of him that someone will know if we can stream at the same time to 2 channels. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Because then we can kind of cross streams. That's how they took down the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy in Ghostbusters 1. So it's obviously powerful.
Unbelievable.
All right. And if that doesn't sell you on it, then I don't know what will.
Man.
Yeah, Devin says it's pretty easy to do. All right, thanks a lot, Tom. I appreciate it. Can't wait to hear the scoop. You're doing a great job, man.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Can't wait to be in the Olympics in Australia.
Right.
All right, that was good. That was good.
Yeah,
good job, Tom. Yeah, September 5th I think is the move. Yeah, kind of like how TikTok. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do multicast, or we can do something. We'll figure it out, or we'll do it from here, and they can have the thing, and they can repost it, so it'll go across. We'll see if they boosted their numbers in a month to the Spick and Span show numbers, and then we'll see if we want to.
I wonder what the news is going to be.
A little break. Okay, so possible news is possible TV deal. which obviously if they're going to do, they might be doing the pilot there. So that's a possibility. New sponsor, right? I think that the idea of like sliding that Spot logo over the Spot Insurance bunker is a really cool proof of concept. So you can kind of be like, hey, we can make a sleeve with your logo here. You know, Spick and Span sleeve, PTG sleeve, Pepsi. You know.
That's a high probability.
That could happen, right? Yeah. That's a good proof of concept. Like I said, they used to have it with that Balls energy drink. Remember that? They're still around, I guess. Yeah, we just get the stream key. I wonder if we can put 2 stream keys in here. So anyway, there's a lot of possibilities that it could be. What else? What do you think? Maybe some
new format experiment.
Maybe now that there's an actors strike, we've got like a bunch of celebrities that are going to be showing up to like do some sort of paintball cross promotional situation. There we go. Anybody else? Yeah.
Filming a movie part there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, no, they can't be doing that because of the strike. We just talked about that. That would be good though. That would have been good. That would be our luck though. Like, oh yeah, we had like a big blockbuster movie with Robert Downey Jr. that was going to be filmed on the location, but there's a writer's strike and an actor strike, so now it got canceled. Yeah, there's Ariana Grande's gonna be there playing a show.
I hope.
Move the start box to the corner. Haven't heard that one. That's actually an interesting. Yeah, the Twix snake beam. Oh, go Doug.
Wow.
Yeah, Doug's got the answers. All right. Well, yeah. Let's. That was cool. I'm excited about that. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg just joined Team Dynasty. So, and speaking of Mario Trujillo, yep, there's you take the T-shirt off of that. I put like the whole thing. I put the arms inside of there. I moved the arm like this. So this.
I was blocking it. Yeah.
So we've got the Team USA jerseys. The first. Oh, there they are. Oh, sorry. You can come this way. I can move this actually a little bit more. So Team USA jerseys are available. You can buy your favorite pro player or favorite women's team or U16 or U19 team player jerseys on TeamUSAPaintball.com. The Team USA Paintball, Team USA is funded fully from the Team USA organization, which is severely underfunded. All proceeds are going to help pay for the expenses, some of the expenses for the U19s, the U16s, and the women's national team. All proceeds of jersey sales for the pros, such as this beautiful Ryan Greenspan USA jersey, all those proceeds go to the pro players who don't have any direct funding from the organization. So every pro jersey that is sold will help fund. I know Tyler has 10 of them up online right now. Those will go directly to paying for his airline ticket out there. Same with Marcelo, myself, Chris Shear, Yosh Rao, and Alex Frazier also have some. If you want to get a Ryan Greenspan jersey, I happen to have all of mine in my possession. So if you want to order one, you can do that for me. You're gonna get a cool little. You are gonna get a cool little signature card as well. So yeah. Anyway. If you want a Team USA jersey, go to TeamUSAPaintball.com. Hit me up directly. Hit Tyler up directly. Marcelo, Yosh, Alex, Chris, any of those guys. If you want to get one directly from them, again, all proceeds for that do help to get us out there, because this is not a sponsored event, as they say. Let's see here. Well, we didn't get the 3 extra Mega Support Status members that we were looking to get in order to give away the Gen X 50 pod giveaway, but we're gonna give them away anyway. You guys called our bluff. So we've got a bunch of stuff to go for. Are any Mega Support Status members here in the chat? Type Mega. If you guys know anybody who wants a small t-shirt, we've got about 5 of these. Maybe 3? 3. How many are right? 4. Really close, in between. Hold on. These shirts right here. A little Matrix Gear, helping to keep the lights on. Spick and Span shirt. Matrix Gear, shout out to them. Thanks for the support. I have to get to the bottom of why the camera, but this backup camera is not bad.
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
How do we feel about this one?
Looks good.
Yeah. Dude. We've got the backup camera's good.
Yeah.
Also, Michael Brayton, I know a lot of you guys have mentioned that camera, the secondary camera, was blurry, is what you guys said. it was mainly because we look so crispy that camera, that's actually what we used to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mega. All right. Gunner, Jeff, Joel, Mr. Braver, Jay Rolls, William Aguilar, Jay Tuck. There he is. Jay Tuck. I need your address, please. Jay Tuck. I think I have it, but let's just make sure. So shoot us a DM on the Instagram or send me an email or a DM directly because you won a headband last week, and I'm not sure if I sent it to you or just someone else with a similar name. So let me know if you get a headband in a couple days, actually, or if you've already gotten it. So yeah, anyway, yeah, Kalen, we talked about Woods Ball at the camp as well. Dr. Despair hit me up. So yeah, anybody Mega, any of you Mega members know anybody who wears a small T-shirt? To put Mega Small, Mega Small, Mega Small, and we'll give it to a couple of you guys. And then we are going to. Awesome, thanks J Tuck. I'll get you. Make sure you get that headband. If you're a Mega Small member, Mega member that has a small shirt, let us know. And let's spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Got any other news?
Stuff away.
Let's give some stuff away. All right. So we're going to jump first into the Mega Support Status Wheel. We're going to spend this a couple times. Again, if we get to... We're trying to get to 2 more Mega Support Status members. But we're going to go... Let's go with this Red Project Long Sleeve.
Boom.
Yep. That's a nice one. Yeah. Red Project Long Sleeve. You're going to get a keychain with that as well. And... let's see, what else do we have? I've got a Dynasty jacket. Actually, it's a sample, and it's pretty cool. It's a rain jacket. That one right there. We're going to give that away as well. So let's hit this wheel.
Oh, yeah, these are nice.
These are sick, huh?
I think I gave mine to Chris here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, here's the Mega Support Status Wheel. Spinning it.
Yeah, Kaylin, I talked about my Woods Ball experience about 5 minutes after you asked that question earlier in the show. I still feel the same.
All right, Brady, you are the winner of a Project Long Sleeve. Now let's give away this jacket right here. All of these are going to come with a NECTR pouch as well. I put the NECTR links in the chat box if you guys are getting it. Actually, funny story. One of the dads, Brian Basic, was drinking an energy drink called Skittles Performance Energy Drink. Skittles Performance. So I try to explain to him that those two words don't go together. You cannot have the word performance and the word Skittles on the same packaging. To him, his response was, well, it tastes delicious. And I was like, right, that's terrible for you. Don't drink it. And he goes, you're from California. Everything's bad for you over there. And so, touche there. But that's one of the reasons that these NECTR energy pouches were made, actually. He also said that there was no... He's like, well, look, it only has 10 calories. And I was like, that doesn't have any effect on whether it's good for you or not. You shouldn't be drinking that. Please stop drinking that. Mega Small, Joe Rivers. All right, Joe Rivers is giving one. Can you find me 2 more Mega Small? Anybody in there that says Mega Small? C4 Skittles flavor. J Tuck. Yep. That was it. This is going to be for a 50-pack of Gen X pods to go into Dalton Gilbert. All right, we're going to jump off of the Mega Wheel here for just a second. We're going to come back to it just in case anybody wants to upgrade. We still got some more good prizes.
I think the only other person, because people just said Mega, but we have Steve Segovia said Mega Small.
Let's get him a shirt.
There you go.
Steve, let's get 2 more. The next 2 Mega members who wear or would like to give away a shirt that's small.
Right, Mega Small.
Right, Mega Small. Right, Mega Small. You're getting it. All right, this is for everybody. We're gonna give. We got like 3. Oh, this thing's cool. Look what I found. One of these ones. This thing's rad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's give this away. Unless you want to hold on to it. Those are cool, man.
No, we can.
Let's
this way.
Jonathan Alberti, you're winning a Spick and Span shirt.
I forgot. I had one of these. I didn't have this big one. Maybe I.
No, this one's huge. Yeah. This was like one of the extra giveaway ones. I like that.
Yeah, this one's cool.
So Hollywood Sports and Bear made a bunch of these shirts, and this one was actually really cool. It's got a snake for brains. Bryant Booth is getting a shirt. He might already have one, but he's getting another one.
Joel Hayward, Mega Small.
All right.
Oh. And Devin upgrading to Mega Support.
Yeah, Devin. Let's go. I'm putting Devin on the big list here.
Yeah.
All right, another shirt coming out right here. I'm going to spin it 3 more times. We're going to give out some keychains. Because everybody needs keychains. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, Matt Gowan. And then we're going to go back and give out the next set of pods, courtesy of Gen X. So these are all, we're throwing out a bunch of, that was a Gen X shirt right here. We've got we're going shirts. We're going heavy with apparel today.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a shirt and it doesn't fit you, it's kind of a, all right, Sandy Toes. If you get a shirt doesn't fit you, it's kind of a one-size-fits-all thing. We kind of like, sometimes if your profiles are public, we look it up and we're like, okay, this guy looks like he could be a large or medium or an XL. But sometimes you just kind of, we can't find you because you have an obscure username. Brambila. We can find Oscar. You can find Oscar. Look at that, Kyle. You're on the list right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick just boosted me.
There we go. Thanks, Nick. Hans Ryan. All right. Okay.
Have some more HK giveaways probably next show too.
Yep. Next show we're gonna have a bunch more HK giveaways. I think they're gonna do something where they're shipping you guys some paint. So yeah, we're giving paint away pretty soon here. And I also saw that HK is doing glow in the dark paint.
Whoa.
Hopefully in time for
maybe that
Halloween.
was the big news.
That was the Halloween thing, dude. Yeah, I've actually got access to the patent for the glow in the dark attachment for Tippmann paintball guns. So basically, it as the balls come into the thing, it glows and lights them up.
Oh wow!
And it shoots out like very, very glow in the dark stuff. It's got to have a feed neck though, which most guns don't really have feed necks like that anymore. But you can probably make something. Yeah, T-Dog keeps winning. All right, so let me put Devin here on the mega wheel. Devin, thanks for the support. I'm gonna get you a poster.
Oh, I was gonna say too, if any of you guys haven't got your flights, I don't know how many places this place flies to. Do you see that thing I sent to you? I know it's not the best airline, but Frontier, they were doing it. Oh, I sent it to you on Instagram today. They're doing a deal. It's like $300. I think it's for like the rest of the year, fall, winter. You can fly for free. You just pay the $300.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been on Frontier before?
No, I haven't.
I mean, I can't be much worse than it can't be much worse than American Airlines at this point. So
it is ranked the lowest for the last several years of all American airlines.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's
American operated airlines. But you know, I like it to try to boost your.
Yeah.
It is Frontier, but.
It is Frontier.
I mean, $300.
$300 for unlimited flights.
Unlimited flight, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'd take that. I'd take that deal.
I mean, that's one. That's
I need
one
to
flight.
Look into it.
It's
yeah.
one flight. Yeah, it's one flight. Only the first 4 rows recline. So just FYI. If it's worse than Spirit, it can't be good.
Well, if you live far from a paintball field and you want to go check the paintball field out, maybe just hop in a flight over there.
Yeah. It's not bad. It can't be bad. Yeah. It's the Latin Saints of Airlines. Chili Bo-Rad coming with the hits. All right, everybody, we're going to do one more wheel spin. It's actually going right now. Display capture on. This is for another box of 50 pods. I put Devin's name on there.
Ooh, almost J.
Dan White, dude. Dang. Dan White. Dan White won big. He actually made this for us. Well, he had it made for us.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thanks, Dan.
Look at that.
Dan actually, and you know what's funny is if we didn't add Devin to it, Steven Smith would have won that. Because we added one name.
Oh, yeah.
Just now. So Dan White actually just won big at the Intel session for Dynasty Champions Club the other week as well.
Look at that.
He came up on like a pair of goggles and something else. So I forgot what the second one was. Alrighty. Well, that was a fun show. I'm excited about what was it? Was September 5th and October something?
What?
For the news. We'll put our allegedly shirts
right
on.
before Chicago.
Right before Chicago. Yeah, so our schedule of events, this weekend, August 5th and 6th. Headed to SC Village if you guys want to check that out. Go ahead and you're going to like this. Ready? You go to type right here.
You're going to like Alaska tomorrow or something?
Going to Washington tomorrow. You see that? Shorthand?
Oh.
SC Willie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got that for everything. Shorthand stuff. So, yeah, thank you, Corey. I'll give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. Dr. Spare.
Wow,
Definitely the
thank you.
best show on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not already a member of the channel, please join the channel so that we can keep upgrading the show. Put a little bit of loot into the deal. We got a new computer. We got a new camera. Obviously, that didn't work, but the backup camera is almost as good.
Yeah.
Both of the new 2 cameras are better than the 2 cameras we had before. So
Keep getting better.
Gets better. 5 biceps out of 5. I only have 2. Zach, might be you, your buddy, and then only one other person flexing out there, flexing one arm. But it's going on about 97 degrees in here right now. So we are gonna.
I've been sweating.
Your nose is sweaty.
Time.
Your nose is sweaty
the whole time.
Yeah, we're shiny. We need to do another some more makeup.
It's hot today.
So thanks everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys all for the donations as well. It goes a long way. And
also, just for the growth of paintball, go over there and subscribe to Major League Paintball's YouTube page. You gotta make it all grow together. So
let's all grow together, and then we can all go together.
Boom.
AG Paintball 2 weeks. Let's see you there.
I hope they don't bring back True Summer. That would be bad news.
Surprise! True Semi.